from bags to cutlery to porcelain. Core of our design thinking in our studio is to heavily go into construction, engineering from a very conceptual point of view as well, and trying to influence and handle as much as possible to come up with an object or with a product that is breathing freedom.
I was trained as a vehicle designer in Pforzheim and then later at the Royal College of Art in London, so I'm a car designer. I started my career in Wolfsburg, in the headquarters of VW. I moved on to Škoda, to the Czech Republic, and now I'm here since many years, here in Potsdam, basically working on future concepts.
I think what makes German design in particular strong is that Germany has been a country of manufacturers. They are successful because they have a very good performance. Like it has been in the camera business like that, and before in the hi-fi. And design is I think, a language that we use to translate ideas into a product or a service.
In general, the German car design is respected worldwide. There is certainly a German design value in German cars. I guess we are very precise, we are very serious during our work. I think we have also the way of splitting. This is work, this is private life.
You have not this kind of one spot where cultural everything is focused, but you have rather a lot of competing kind of mini states, which are in a very I would say fruitful kind of dialogue. All these departments, like from plastic manufacturers to steel manufacturers, tool manufacturers, they're all research on their own, and this is, I think, very unique in Germany. Yeah, I think a Porsche 911 would be a good example for a good design car. I think it always has been managed to let's say, work on the silhouette and without destroying it, and has found a couple of kind of phenotypical expressions during the last 40 years. And some were a success and some not, but I think every generation is a surprise until now.
It's a very typical German thing to optimize things. You have a design icon or you have a good function, but you have something successful, and then you keep on optimizing it over decades and until it's perfect.
Basically, we are looking for new freedom in some areas, and that's I think a very crucial thing. That's also something which connects my work probably very much to yours as well.
We are at the border of or we entered already a fascinating period, because you mentioned it, the autonomous driving will change so much, and architecture is changing, behavior is changing, the needs and the dreams of our customers and of people are changing, and we will need to look for the right moment, for the right magic moment to offer the customer or the user. Yeah?
I'm sure in 10 years cars will be so different.
Definitely.
And
definitely.
I think everybody's looking for that also. I think the time is ripe for that.
I can't wait for it. Now with virtual reality, like the process is still the same. We always start with a sketch. Always white piece of paper, always pen. We start with a sketch. We do the computer models, but we are looking at the model in virtual reality, so we see it in an absolute realistic simulation in front of us, in full size, with all the reflections in 3D. We start actually to use drawing softwares, like sketching software, in the virtual room, which enables us to work, for example, very collaborative in a team. So, for example, the interior designer and the exterior designer can work simultaneous, same moment on the same car.
I think the whole conclusiveness in design, I think, is the bottleneck. I think what we are looking for is a design that is telling all the story of the product. So such changing things, I think, gonna be quite. I think we are standing in front of a very interesting period now. I think digitalization is the big game changer the last 20 years anyway. it creates a kind of I would say even a code or a language that is understood by others, and then you can exchange things faster. And I think nowadays, I think the next level of digitalization will probably involve even the end user much more into the product.
So it's not only the designers and the engineers, it becomes a big crowd, so the team effort is getting even more important. Ideally, the final object is something super simple and self-explaining, although it's a very complex thing.
That's actually our challenge, I think. And the same with our job actually. Is, I think hiding complexity or managing complexity is getting more and more important in our job. I think we are at large using still very old icons in our environment, and I think I envy actually the times where you as a designer were able to work in such a diverse way that you do maybe work on a toaster or on a TV and next time on a camera. I think this kind of interdisciplinary kind of way of working has become, it's not the standard anymore.
If I think about perfect shape, a shark is coming to my mind.
How many shark models do you have every year?
Plenty. Sharks are fascinating animals. In my eyes, they are perfect.
Not too much marketing inside the shark, right?
So, and they are without any marketing.
No marketing, okay. And a banana is also not a bad example in terms of a good product. Banana, shark, and maybe Richard Zappa's espresso machine, I think is also quite nice. It's really good.